Some of this stuff for just reselling, you don't have to spend any money. Seasonal arbitrage can make you rich. I click over to Target, and there it is. They sell it for $250. Your cost per item is $3.78.
Wow.
You can do these deals every single day with this method. This is how you make $100,000, right? No doubt about it.
Something that almost no one thinks to do is to list stuff before you have it.
Buy with math and sell with emotion. I want to sell iPhones. No, you don't. There's no money in it. I want to sell sneakers. That's tough to make it. Go find the boring stuff that other people ignore. We are surrounded by opportunity. I'm going to show you how to buy those products here in a couple minutes. It's crazy. You can spend literally a few $100s to get involved in this stuff and learn how it works. And some of this stuff for just reselling, you don't have to spend any money. We have a member that he's a weatherman actually up north, and he picks up free couches from Facebook Marketplace, takes them home, cleans them up in his garage, takes better photos and everything, puts them back out in his driveway and sells them. So he does nothing, no investment but his own time. And he's super excited about it. Yeah, I've posted about it. This guy, Mike, he's amazing. And you can just conjure income out of just your time and your willingness to push the boundaries, right?
Yes. Well, I'm about to share my screen and show you this picture here that I took in Utah. I was filming a video.
I saw this.
Yeah. I was filming a video about appliance rental on Facebook Marketplace where we got two videographers. We're walking down the street. We're talking about business. And I look over as they're filming and I see this couch in the front yard.
Yep.
And if you're only listening, it just says free with duct tape on it in the middle of the cushion. And I'm just like, we need to film on that couch.
Yep.
That would be an awesome album cover, first of all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that could be your first flip. You can make
that could be it.
You can make $200. Easy.
Yeah. We sat there for a half hour and had one of our segments just broing down on the couch about flipping appliances.
And especially if you're like, I was talking about this young guy, Tristan, who bought this truckload of brand new flat pack furniture. He reached out and said, okay, what do you think? And it was a small investment. I think he paid less than $4,000 for the entire truck. This is 300 pieces of furniture. And I said, where do you live? He goes, I live here. And I said, well, you're right in between two colleges and it's July. So this is perfect timing to start talking to parents, get into Facebook Marketplace, get into Facebook groups. There's a group called Flown and Grown that's all about kids going away to college. So it's just perfect, man. Like the couch thing, I always tell everybody, I think I've said it on the show, if you live in a college town, you should be in the couch business because every kid in every house and every frat and sorority, they're constantly churning couches over and over and over. So it's right in front of you.
Beautiful.
That's right.
All right. Well, what has been catching your eye on?
Yeah, let me share my screen. I want to show you some. Okay, here we go. So Target is an interesting company to buy from. I don't look at them all the time, but when I see brand new stuff I really like, that's cool. And I go down, I said, okay, what's this selling for? Target's telling us the MSRP is about $11,000. Okay, so that's not true, but we know that they put that there. But the first thing that caught my eye is this first line item. Number one, the auction's sitting at $525. Okay, right now. And it's going to close
3 hours left.
3 hours. So yeah, it's going to go a little bit more, but I predict that it sells for less than $1,000 because I've seen these before.
First of all, what makes you even want to click into sporting goods in the first place?
I like
Is
sporting
it just because
goods.
of your history or why do you
I'm curious
like it?
about them. And it's so I go to Target. They have tons of stuff. Everything that sells at a Target. But right now, this time of year, sporting goods, kind of great. Outdoor stuff, what do they have? I'm just curious to look at what it is and where it's at. This is 5 pallets, new condition, unsold merchandise. So you get all this in there. Unsold merchandise, no signs of use. This is really important.
So not returns.
They're not returns. I'm going to show you some returns in a minute. But so as I was just kind of scrolling around, the first thing that caught my eye was this 10x6 rigid air dock. And Target says they sell for $250. So a lot of times they lie, but I click over to Target and there it is. They sell it for $250. And it's one of those floating rigid docks, like if you have a lake and that kind of stuff. We're in the middle of July. Great time to sell it. If you can get it here, $250. And right now, your cost per item is $3.78.
Wow.
So if you
99% off.
Correct. And this is, I would look, okay, if I'm going to spend, let's say $1,000 on this, well, how many of these do I have to sell at $100? on Facebook Marketplace, blow one up and put it in the water and get your whole investment back. Then you have 66 pickleball sets, trim a tree. We're going to talk about seasonal stuff in a minute. But then we also have this Intex 14. This is a swimming pool, a 14 by 42 clear view swimming pool that Target sells for $450, right? And then you got 40 Rollick play tunnels for your kids that,
you know how fast that pool would go on Facebook Marketplace right now?
Yeah. Today. Right. That's right. So that's it's finding things. Everybody wants to like, I want to sell iPhones. No, you don't. You know, there's no money in it. You know, I want to sell this. I want to sell sneakers. That's tough to make it. You know, go find the kind of boring stuff that other people ignore. So take a look at this. I love this deal. And I love the brand new. I love outdoor products. I love that it's got a manifest so I can go down and go through every single item. I love that there are 30 high ticket items that I can sell a portion of those quickly to get my investment back. I'm always focused on, especially when you're just starting, the question in your head should be, how do I get my money back? Not how much profit I'm going to make. Because you're going to learn all these lessons. You're going to learn about Facebook Marketplace. You're going to maybe learn about eBay. You're going to learn about shipping and logistics, and you're going to make mistakes. So you're just like, all right, what's on this list? Oh, well, these 10 by 6 rigid air. And boy, I got this one swimming pool. It's a 14 by 42 pool, brand new. It's amazing. It's a great deal.
You know what I've noticed? Do you remember last time you were on the podcast, I talked about how I had all these Tesla credits. And so I was buying stuff from Tesla.com and selling them on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. It's so interesting what you learn when you do that. Like just when you list stuff, just to see what the demand's like, because I listed like 5 things before I ever bought anything. And the hottest thing I listed was the wall charger, like your standard Tesla. I think they're like $450 that people put in their garage to charge their Tesla, level 2 charger.
Okay.
What was very interesting about that is you can only get those from online, right? Like no one's going to drive to a Tesla store to buy it. So they're $450 and then you pay $100 in shipping and then you pay 8% sales tax. So you're looking at $600. And I was able to sell those for $450, $500. And like I could have sold 20 of them if I had them because there was so much demand, right? So what's also interesting, and you don't want to do this in your research, but oftentimes you can sell it for more than what you expect if it's a hot item, simply because like your house is closer to their house than Target, or you don't want to pay Target 8% sales tax, or you don't want to pay shipping, or you don't want to wait for it. Maybe you pay the equivalent of what it costs at Target with the sales tax and with the shipping, but you don't want to wait 3 or 4 days. So you'll go drive to pick it up, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm not suggesting that people bake that into their research, but have you ever seen that where you list something and you're able to sell it for closer to retail because of it's just like in demand or it's seasonal and you're in the season?
Yeah. And also like it was a big life lesson to me when I started this selling designer handbag experiment, and I was selling it. People were like, "Hey man, what are you doing selling it at that price?" I'm like, "Well, I thought that price was close to the retailer." And they said, "Yeah, but there's a 2-year wait to get that bag." And I had no idea.
So here's how this works. I make you free videos. I actually know what I'm talking about. And if you implement what I talk about, you'll make a lot more money and have a better life. And all I ask for in return is that you hit the subscribe button and maybe even the notification bell just like that. Thank you.
So in that research, it is what is the availability of it and popularity of certain things. Like, there's people that resell those little Trader Joe bags.
Yeah.
Line up at the store when they release them. And so it's like when you go to a restaurant and they have market price. Well, you need to know the market price of what you're selling and understand. And the guy that runs the mini Costco store up in Washington full of stuff, he's like, I price my shoes at like 70% of the Costco price, and they sell every single day. And he's got racks and racks and racks of shoes. And so if you're not in as a competitive market or that's a hot product, or you can sit on it. One of the bags that I had the most success with, their brand was a brand called Spray Ground, because they do limited runs, and I would buy as much as I could get my hands on, and I would just wait, and then they're gone, they sell out, and then I would list them for sale, and then I would sell them $200 more than the retail price.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Oh man,
I want to show you another one.
Let's do it. I could do this all day.
I could too. Let me show you
That's
this.
my favorite so far. You shouldn't pick favorites, but I am.
Okay, let me share this one. This is interesting. There's a company called Walker Edison.
Okay.
And they make flat pack furniture. And like, here's this auction. Entry tables, chests, and more. You get a full manifest. You should never buy anything without a manifest because you don't know what you're going to get. You know exactly what the condition is. These are brand new. They've got photos that you can look at of the products that are all beautiful, factory sealed, fantastic. You look here, it's got, everything from beds, entry tables, 4-drawer chest. Now, they say it's retail $76,000. Well, the retail price is a lie. That's just a fact. So I just cut it in half. Just say, okay, let's just say it's $35,000. And right now the bid is at $2,825, $2,825. So this is going to sell for not much more than that. It'll probably maybe $3,000, $4,000.
A 95% discount to quote retail, right? Yep.
You got some freight because 16 pallets is almost a truckload. So to me, because this is in California, it'd be like $1,200. So let's say it sells for, I guarantee it, you're into this for less than $5,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this stuff sells itself. You get it. You put together a sample of each item. Now, I would want to look at the bed thing. This is the one that's weird. But this place has, there's 3 or 4 different auctions that go on every single day. There's chairs, TV consoles, all kinds of stuff. But this stuff is not difficult to sell. It's beautiful for Facebook Marketplace. You build one of each. You take some pictures.
I was just going to say that.
Yep. You take some video of you building it. You do a time-lapse video of you putting it together.
That should be the first media.
Yep. Exactly. It's just going quick. It's the same as grinding a stump. Same thing. You catch their eye. They're like, what's this guy doing? You stop, you look and go, hey, this is $170 item. I'm selling it for, $90, whatever it is. And you'll be into them for less than $20 an item. It's the same concept as IKEA. As a matter of fact, I would use some of that verbiage when I was listing it, similar to IKEA or something like that, where I
would keyword stuff it with IKEA, even though it's not IKEA, because it's like IKEA.
Yeah. This company's Walker Edison. It's sold up on the B-Stock marketplace. So you're buying it direct. You're not buying from some middleman. B-Stock is not marking anything up. They're not cherry picking.
Which is why you need a reseller certificate.
You need a resale permit to get it. You can get it. I'll tell you where to get it. Just go to shannonjean.com/resale. And there's every list of every state that you can, a link to get your resale permit. It's easy. It doesn't cost anything. Don't pay anybody to do it. Anyway, so this is, we've got 32, 50, some odd 60 some odd pallets worth of this product that's all selling at 90% off of their store price.
95%.
Yeah, 95%.
This is my favorite. I mean, I know we're not done yet, but this is my favorite, mostly because I know that I can lean on Facebook Marketplace for this. Yep. This is, people go to different platforms for different things, right? If I want to buy a used iPhone, I'm going to go to eBay.
Yes.
I'm not going to go to Amazon or Facebook Marketplace because I'm going to trust the seller. They're going to have good feedback. It's small. It's going to ship quickly. If I want to buy a bed frame, I'm only going to go to Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
And you could just I would use the stock photos for this, and I would take my own pictures and videos of this and say brand new. Of course, you're going to be a similar price to the used comparables of this, except brand new.
Except brand new. Yep. In the box.
So how do you, when you hear 16 pallets, that's so I like to say, all right, a pallet is almost 4x4 feet.
Yeah, just about.
So 16. So we're talking 200 square feet. So picture a bedroom, and it's a big bedroom's.
You could put it in your garage if you had. If you emptied your garage, you put it in your garage, or you could buy get a storage unit. That kind of thing. If you didn't want people coming to your house, but I mean, this is how you build. And these are relatively, it's low risk. You're investing, less than $5,000, or there's a couple of them $5,000, but you need to learn your market. You need to go up and study it. It's are people selling this kind of product on Facebook? What are the used stuff? Like you said, Chris, What do the used stuff sell for? Gee, this stuff sells for $100. I'm going to sell brand new, that kind of thing. And I love deals like this again, because no one knows about this stuff. They just don't, they're not searching for it. And it allows you, these have 19 bids, 23 bids, but there's probably 3 or 4 people bidding over and over again, right? It's not like 25, even so, it's still not much. But
is there anything else on this page that kind of stands out to you that as a good or a negative indicator? Are there any negative indicators?
Well, the negative thing I thought on that last one was the beds. I thought that was kind of weird. I don't know anything about bed frames, but that seems like a slower mover versus a console to put the flat panel TV on. Mm-hmm. It looks like they have one here with a fake fireplace in it. That's cool. I'm always wanting to buy close to me. Like, I'm not going to buy this out of Ohio when I can buy it from California because I'm in California. So you always have to keep your freight. You want to buy close to you. One of the things I do is you do your study, figure it out, do your research, download the manifest that you'll get up here, which is essentially a spreadsheet. You list your prices of what you believe you can sell it for, and then you back it out. You just do it backwards. So you say, okay, if I could sell this one we were looking at, if I think I could sell it for $50,000, what can I pay? What am I going to pay? Shipping included, everything. Okay, I'm going to sell it for 50. It's going to cost me $7,000 to get here. Okay, do you want to do that for $43,000? And then if your answer is yes, go up and put your $7,000 bid in there and walk away. Don't watch it anymore. Don't get emotionally involved in the bid. You may lose that one, but next week there'll be 4 more and over and over and over. One of the things I really like, a lot of these auction places, especially Costco, they close auctions on the weekend. They always sell for less.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be bidding on the weekend because nobody else is. And you should put your bid in on Friday and leave. It'll auto bid for you.
Dude, and for the love of everything, if you're looking at this and you see the manifest, don't just do your math. Go to Facebook Marketplace and try to sell the thing. How many clicks do you get, if any? Yeah. That could prevent you from ever buying it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's something that almost no one thinks to do, is to list stuff before you have it, just for the research purpose.
See how many clicks, how many messages. Yeah.
Yes. How about we do this real quickly? I'm going to do a little research here on the fly.
Yep.
And show what I would look for. Which one of them has an interesting word that might appear or stand out? Maybe
this rattan platform king bed.
Rattan paneled platform king bed. Let me see. And for those that don't know, what's it called? Walker Edison?
Yeah, Walker Edison. Yep.
They're trying to be like the e-commerce only IKEA of the next generation. And they white label a ton of their stuff to companies like Wayfair and Walmart, but then they also sell directly. So it's pretty smart. They're like, all right, IKEA's crushing it, but they're retail. We want to be like IKEA, but we never want to sell retail.
Yeah, we don't want to store. Yep.
And so that also means that their stuff that you're getting on pallets is like, it's well packaged to be shipped and sold only online.
That's right.
Right?
Yep. You got it.
Rattan paneled king bed. I'm looking DFW. I'm going to do condition new. You don't have the luxury of doing on Facebook Marketplaces, knowing you can, but not as well, how much interest there is in any given thing.
Yeah, right.
But I'm seeing there's almost nothing under $400.
Yeah.
$300 to $800 for these king beds. Some of them over $1,000. New in box, $550. Rattan style bed frame, $500. This might be the exact one. So if we were to, let's say conservatively, we sell them for $350, what would our profit look like on that?
Yeah, right now the cost is, your cost on that landed will be about $30.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This is and this is every day. I mean, it's not, if you don't want to sell beds, go do the next thing.
Yeah.
It's wild. Let me show you a bad example.
Dude, all day.
What I don't think you should buy because it's too popular. Let's see here. And if you're listening in, I'm going to show you, there's an image of this 4 pallets of Stanley 40-ounce stainless steel H2.0 flow state quencher tumblers. These are everywhere, right? I mean, every young girl, every soccer mom.
They're Stanleys. This is the gold standard.
And they're brand new. The problem is Target says they're worth $37,800, $45 a unit. But you do a quick search and you see everybody sells them at $25. Maybe they're 25 because they're gray and they're not a bright color. So I don't know. I don't know anything about this market. But the bid is at $12,000 right now, not including freight. So they're at $1,435 a unit. Well, that's not a good deal. You can't pay 50% of what you find them in selling for. You'll be upside down on this deal. But people get enticed. I always advise
because it's Stanley.
Because it's Stanley, and they're popular. I see them everywhere. Yeah. That's a bad thing to sell. And, if Target is dumping them, what does that tell you? They can't sell them. Otherwise, if they couldn't get them. So there's a lot of other reasons. But
and their basis is probably pretty high because it's Stanley. They're not no-name brand from China.
That's right. And so, I always tell people to buy with math and sell with emotion, because if you use emotion when you buy, the math never works. And this is one of those deals that you should just, I'm not even going to bid on these, unless you had somebody that said, hey, Chris, we really want Stanley 40-ounce tumblers. If you ever come across them, I can pay you $20 a piece for them. Okay, well, that's a different conversation.
It's an exception.
It's an exception. So you want to stay away from these. It's not a good investment.
When you say sell with emotion, do you just mean like storytelling, like good sales skills, enthusiasm?
Absolutely. Your story, the narrative, why you're selling. I'm putting my kids through college, or I want to pay for summer camp for my kids, or I'm taking my family on a trip and I'm trying to earn extra money. That should be in your listings. You should be talking more about it, because people want to buy from people. And you don't want to compete on price if you don't have to. You want to be competitive.
Yeah.
You add your story, your purpose. Why everybody wants to make money. That's that's table stakes. But if you're like, I'm trying to add an ensuite to my house so I can move my mother-in-law in the next 2 years. Well, that's great, man. People share that. That's what people want to know. People want to know about you and what you're doing. So that's what I mean.
Especially if you're in a more competitive market or you're selling a commodity. When I helped those teenagers start the firewood business last year, firewood is a commodity, right?
Yep.
I know if I go to Facebook Marketplace, it's going to be $450 a cord. And so I don't want to go 500, but I also don't want to go 400. So instead I went 450, and in the title was help us pay for college. 100% of the profits go to these high schoolers that are trying to pay for college.
Yep.
Right.
I love it. It's brilliant. Let's talk about batteries. I love obscure deals, right? Of course, I love to sell the sexy stuff too, but there's way more competition in those markets and often less margin. And there's not as big of a moat because everybody wants to sell, fancy sneakers or Blackstone grills, that kind of stuff. But this is a Gov Deals auction just at govdeals.com. It's a lot of 8,000, and it doesn't sound exciting because it's not. It's 8,000 AA GP Gold Peak Ultra Plus alkaline batteries, brand new. I don't know anything about batteries, right? But I'm like, well, there's 8,000 is brand new. It's kind of interesting. So I started looking at the pictures on the boxes, and the one thing that stood out, and I'm scrolling through these pictures here, is there's let's see, I can make it a little bigger for those on YouTube, is this date code 08-2031.
Okay, that was my next question, is like expiration date.
These batteries, after just a little bit of research, they're specifically made to have a 10-year shelf life. That's why they're valuable. And if you go and look at Amazon, if you search, so I just searched for that brand, GP Gold Peak Ultra. If you search on Amazon, they're all over. If you search on eBay, they're selling expired versions. You can buy, they sell like a 200 or 250 pack for like $50. But on the current versions, they basically sell for about $1 a battery.
Wow.
That's what it comes down to. About $1. So 2-pack, these are in 2 packs and they're not retail packed. So when you look at a retail pack, like Amazon sells them basically for like $2 a battery in a retail pack. So if you look around, you're not going to have a retail pack. You're not on Amazon. You're not going to sell it for that much. I go through and like, okay, what's it worth?
And so you said these should go for $1 a piece. So are we talking $8,000 worth?
We're talking $8,000. If you have to go buy 2-pack of AA batteries, what's it cost? $4 or something like that? I don't know what they are, but I know these batteries, easy, you can sell them as a reseller for basically $1 each. And so you could sell whatever it is. You sell a 10-pack for $20, however you're going to.
We're not talking about the Walmart retail price. That's unrealistic for us.
It's unrealistic. You could go. You have to search, like you're saying, you have to go to eBay. You got to search sold listings. Got to search for that brand. I like to look at Amazon because they show velocity really quick right there. And they'll say, 4,000 orders over the last 30 days. Very helpful. And you want to know. So I love this deal. Another reason I love it is it's small. It's 8,000 pieces, but it's only like 6 or 7, maybe 8 boxes that you could put in your bedroom or your office, whatever it is. So I love that stuff. Small things, very inexpensive to ship. If you want to sell them online, you can put them in an envelope, a free, priority mail envelope, so you don't have to buy packaging. You get to go pick them up. These are sitting down. These are in Gilroy, which is not too far from me. And the other thing I love about Gov Deals is you can ask questions. This is me right here. So they're like, hey, what's the expiration date? And it said 8/2031. And then there was this other date, 5/29/25. So I thought some were 2031 and some were 2025. And I'm like, what's the breakdown of the cases? You know, a number of cases with 2031 expiration date, number of cases with 25. And they came back and said they all expire 2031. Okay. 2025 is the month we answered that question. So, you know, these have been up here for a while. I think they didn't sell before and they got relisted, right? Because they wouldn't be sitting here since May. But this is the kind of deal when I stumble across them, it's money. And you can do this every day over and over and over. And it wouldn't take you long to sell this. It wouldn't take you, obviously, it's not going to take you very long to get your investment back. Yeah. And that's a big part of what I try to show people is take calculated risks, but then focus on getting your investment back, you know, as quickly as you can. And that may mean wholesaling some to other, you know, shops. Maybe you walk into a hobby place in your town and say, hey, you want to buy Casey's batteries? What would you pay me for 500 of these?
So is that the play with these, to wholesale them to a retail store?
That's what I would do.
Yeah. Do people ever walk into like the Ollie's discount outlets or those dirt cheap? There's a handful of chains around the country.
Yeah.
Is it possible to just walk in, talk to the GM and say, hey, do you want these? Because they could just put them on the floor.
Yeah.
Right.
The key is not to walk in with anything in your hands. The key is to walk in and just say, hey, I'm a reseller. I get access to some crazy stuff. Can I email and share anything? Do you guys buy from individuals or from other businesses? And some will say, no, we do not. We have a corporate, yada, yada, yada. Some will absolutely say, yeah, what do you got? And you get their contact information. And when you get a manifest or a list like this, you say, hey, you fire off an email, you know, maybe you bring donuts by, you got to build a relationship. This is a relationship business. And so you get that network going and you email and say, hey, John, I got an opportunity on these brand new GP Ultra batteries. Looks like 10 years. Here's some Amazon, links and eBay. Is that something you guys be interested in? Any idea what you might want to pay for 500 pieces? And you let them tell you the price.
Well, here's what I love about this product. So when I had my third-party logistics company, we would occasionally inherit some just crap that some of our customers would sell, and they were never able to sell.
Sure.
And we were forced to liquidate it to pay for their bills, their storage bills.
I get it. Yeah.
And I inherited a couple pallets of these blenders imported from China. They were like single-serving blenders, and they were good quality, but like, who wants that? Like, you can't sell that on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
it's
$5
like
the bullet kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
But with this, like, if I'm a store manager and I'm able to buy stuff, I'm going to think, you know what? 100% of my customers use AA batteries. 100% of them.
Correct.
And so if I'm a customer, I'm going to walk by that and be like, you know what? Those are $4 at Walmart, $1 here. I might as well pick up 8 packs. I won't need batteries for another 5 years.
You got it. Exactly. And the fact that they last for, they're going to last for another 7 years or 6 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
but that framework doesn't work for even most products, but it does for this because this is a commodity.
Yeah, that's right. Again, talking about unfair advantage, I'm going to share some Costco stuff here, liquidation stuff in a few minutes. If you don't live near a Costco, that's a big unfair advantage for you because everybody wants Costco products, right? They did $250 billion in sales, right? So you can buy Costco liquidation items and offer them in your local community that doesn't have a Costco. Not only can you make money, but you'll be a hero. It's just a great product. One of the things that makes it so valuable is that everybody overlooks it. That's nuts. I don't want to sell batteries. I can't sell batteries. Well, I'll show you how.
I've heard the same thing recently from 2 different world famous investors, Scott Galloway and Manish Pabrai. They both said their best deals, their sexiest investments have been the most unsexy industries or businesses, right? Like maritime shipping.
Oh, yeah.
The most boring, unsexy thing ever. And so that same framework holds true with liquidating items.
Absolutely.
So you've probably heard me talk about Beehive before, and if you've ever received a newsletter from me, it was powered by Beehive. I've been using Beehive for the last 1.5 years. Their 3 founders left Morning Brew and built the platform so the rest of us could use the same tools that turned Morning Brew into a multi-million-dollar operation. That's why Beehive doesn't feel like every other newsletter platform, because it's not. It was built by people who scaled a newsletter empire. Now, you know that I only recommend stuff that actually moves the needle for me. This moves the needle. So go to beehive.com/Chris, use the code Chris30 to get 30% off your first 3 months. I just went to ChatGPT as you're talking, and I said, tell me the biggest metros in the US with no Costco. And I grew up in Logan, Utah. That's in Cache Valley, northern Utah. And there's, I think, 250,000 people in Cache Valley, maybe more. They didn't have a Costco until a few months ago.
Wow.
And it's slammed. It's slammed now. Now it's there.
I could imagine. Yeah.
But dude, Waco, Texas, 280,000 people.
No Costco.
Just north of Austin,
yeah.
Right? Like
huge.
The thought of someone in Waco driving all the way to Austin for Costco is like another planet. They're just not going to shop at Costco, right?
That's right. So if you had a small warehouse and you had those same products and you were on Facebook Marketplace talking about it and you were in parent groups on Facebook talking about it, you would just be inundated with people that wanted to buy those products. And I'm going to show you how to buy those products here in a couple minutes. It's crazy.
Dude, here's a few more. First of all, it told me Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Huntsville, Alabama, but that's false. They both have Costco's.
Yeah.
But so these have been double checked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lie. Jackson, Mississippi, biggest city in Mississippi, no Costco. And a lot of these are because like Costco knows where they need to go, right? Yeah. They're not stupid. They know what demographics they need to support a store, but it doesn't mean that there's no people there, right? Like that would want a Costco. For instance, there's no Trader Joe's like in my area because there's just not quite enough people.
Yep.
You know, but there are a lot of people if you expand it out a little further. Amarillo, Texas, 300,000 people. Lubbock, Texas, 300,000 people. Laredo, Texas, 300,000 people. And Topeka, Kansas, 250,000 people. No Costco's.
It's huge. It's such a basic concept that people love Costco. It's a cult, right? I mean, they love going there. The whole thing.
They should. It's freaking awesome.
It is awesome. It's amazing. It changed my life. I mean, I'm telling you,
I bet you especially
changed my life. And they're amazing people. They are truly people that care about everyone succeeding, which is highly irregular in the industry. And from a buyer standpoint, or however you want to call it, my relationship with them, they're one of the few companies that won't sell you out for $1, you know?
Yep.
Because they're like, no, we sell to Shannon and he's reliable and we've known him for 10 years and we're going to keep selling to Shannon. And that is priceless, man. Priceless.
Jim Senegal, the founder, he is a testament that you can have your cake and eat it too. You can treat employees well. You can pay them very well.
Right.
And you can offer the lowest prices on the market. Like if any other company out there is saying, well, we can't do this because of it, just look to Costco. It's possible.
Yeah. And when you can sell a hot dog and a Coke for $1.50.
In like the most brutal industry, grocery, where no one makes money, they're making money and they're treating their employees right. And they're beloved by all. Like, what are we talking about?
Huge. It's huge.
Before you continue, one more quick business idea. I can't help myself, but doing the same thing with IKEA. There's a whole thriving industry out there of selling IKEA furniture to people in big enough markets that are big enough to have a good population center, but not big enough for an IKEA because most markets are not big enough for an IKEA. They're a lot more selective. Huntsville, Alabama, 500,000 people, no IKEA. I actually started a business in when I lived in Huntsville called My Modern South. And that's what I did was I would load up, I would go to the Atlanta or the Memphis IKEA and place orders beforehand. And I would literally just say, go to IKEA.com, tell me what, like fill your cart, print out your cart. I'm going to add 30% to it. And then meet me at this grocery store parking lot. And
I love it.
You collect all the money up front. Yep. You rent a U-Haul for a day. You pay by the mile. You work that into the cost. You show up at a parking lot. If you're not here between this 2-hour window, I'm keeping your crap. And you just resell it.
Yeah, I love it.
That's it.
Okay, so here's the deal. One of the things you do is you want to watch the news and you want to learn about companies that are buying other companies. Because when that happens, there's usually a large liquidation of products because they're consolidating. Maybe they're shutting down warehouses. In this case, we're looking at an auction from Advance Auto Parts that got bought by Pep Boys. If you know them, they're a big auto parts place. And so they closed a bunch of locations because then they merged them in with Pep Boys locations. And they've been liquidating auto repair parts and auto repair gear, equipment, tools for like the last, I'd say, 8 months. Mm-hmm. And what we're looking up here, it says truckload of ignition, emission components, brake drums, rotors, and more, 3,911 pieces, like new condition. Now, like new means it's new, but the boxes may be a little beat up because they got moved around from warehouse to warehouse. They're not store returns, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
extended retail, $126,422. We know that's a lie. So let's just say it's worth $70, or $60,000. Okay.
What do they mean extended retail?
Oh, so unit retail is the individual piece. So extended is just unit retail times the quantity.
Okay.
So that's all. So their full retail of this manifest, if you go to the bottom, they have it at 126,422. Okay.
And pretty much on all of these sites, you can look at the manifest before bidding, before buying.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't buy without a manifest. That is rule number one is don't buy unless you know what you can sell it for. Rule number 2 is never buy a deal unless you're a very sophisticated buyer without a manifest, because you'll have no recourse.
Yeah. Why would you even bid on an item before looking at the manifest if it's there for you?
There are people that buy, like I tell you, bin store owners don't care as much about manifest because they're buying by the piece at $1, whatever it is, the dollar amount.
Like my friend that sells shirts.
They don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but for the typical seller, don't do it. You'll get burned. So this is looking at this right now. The bid's at $4,000. Okay. It's going to close tomorrow, 1 day and 2 hours. I guarantee you this does not close. This bid closes for maybe $7,000, $7,000. Okay. And if you go and look at this, if you sort by the products and you sort by the retail, you can just see the numbers. $1,138, $950, $730, $708, $532, on and on and on and on. There's line item after line item that are $200 to $1,000. Right now, I don't know anything about this product, and I would not buy this because I don't know anything about car parts. If I was in that car parts industry business and I could do, and I knew that a speed calibrator, really was worth a couple $100 or a quick start assembly, well, that would be one thing, but I don't. I would rather go buy that furniture, right? Because it's more broad. But these auctions at Advanced Auto have been incredible. And auto parts guys that I've been sharing them with they've just been going nuts and scooping this stuff up for next to nothing.
Dude, I see all these lists. Like if you scroll down to the SKUs and the item numbers, to me, it's as if I'm panning for gold, and I pull my pan out of the river and I see some shiny rocks. I see some fool's gold. I see some rubies. I see a lot of gray, a lot of crap. Like where my mind goes here is to screenshot this stuff or to export the manifest, upload it to Manus, which
you can download it right here. Just get it. Yep.
Which Manus is like a more agent-friendly version of ChatGPT, or just ChatGPT or Perplexity or whatever.
Yeah.
And say, find the gold.
Yep. Exactly.
Find the fool's gold and find the gold. And what I want you to do, and then give it more sources. And I would do this. I would go manually find some gold, like the leaf spring or the clutch pack. Go try to find something that appears to have more demand than supply, and say, all right, I want you to go look everywhere you can. eBay, Facebook Marketplace, everywhere, message boards, subreddits, forums. What are the parts that have more demand than supply? For example, here's 3, and here's why I know this, and here's where I found that info. Always give it source data. Yes. And then just wait 10, 15 minutes and don't just trust what it tells you, but go and look at the list of what it tells you and go cross-reference it. And then you could then you have asymmetric information, because how many people that are bidding or looking at this are doing that, Shannon? What I just described.
Not enough. What I recommend they do as well, if they're not comfortable digging into the AI or they don't know that there are those resources as well, is get the manifest and go start talking to people in the industry that you're interested in selling, and don't sell. Just say, look, I've got this opportunity. Here's this list of brand new product that someone, Advanced, you can tell them to say Advanced Auto as it wants me to buy this, because that's true. They want you to buy it, and say, is this something that you're interested in? And, they'll look at the list and say, oh, it's not worth 126. Okay, great. What is it worth? Maybe they come back to you and say, you know what? This list is only worth $25,000. And you say, would you buy this list if I got it to you and I could sell it to you for $25,000? And then you go back and you have the answer. I don't want to sell things one at a time, but I would love to buy this deal for $6,000 or $7,000 and sell it for $25,000 and let it go away. I would have the truckload brought to my freight forwarder. I'd have the freight forwarder strip every identifying thing out of it of where it came from, and I would deliver it right to the buyer, get their wire transfer. and I'd be done.
Oh, man.
And you do this over and over and over. This is what you do. This is your business. You don't stop with this. You can do these deals every single day with this method. Every single day.
I was Googling gas leak detector kit.
I know, I do
DeWalt
too.
angle grinder. I just can't help myself.
I'm the same way. We are surrounded by opportunity. I'm telling you right now. So let's talk about QVC, and let's talk about why July is the best time to buy Christmas trees, right? And the second best time to buy Christmas trees is January, February, March. And that's where I have a student in our mastermind that he's bought so many Christmas trees that sold for like nothing from Costco and Target and everything else. He's going to open an artificial Christmas tree lot in his town. He's already got the spot.
Is that even a thing?
No, it's going to be this year. And so
man.
I'm like, he's going to have this whole thing, the whole setup, and they'll be set up and you can come pick them up. And it solves the open box, conversation that sometimes you have to have. You promote it on Facebook Marketplace. You have great social walking around. You have a fire going. You do marshmallow, the whole thing, and you sell other stuff too. So what we're looking at here, this is QVC, just the home shopping TV place. They have tons of this. I don't normally look at their stuff, but I want to talk about seasonal selling. It's really powerful. And this 4 pallets of Christmas trees by Ebenezer and Company. I didn't even know they're 158 units, new condition. Okay. Extended retail $11,710. It's not worth that. It's probably worth $5,000, $6,000. Bids at $526, and there's only 5 bids because people just aren't interested in buying this stuff.
Yeah,
these are small trees, 24-inch, 36-inch, little tabletop trees. They're selling for $65 and $89. But the same concept goes with the Costco tree that sells for $1,500. Is what I'm telling you. And you want to buy them, like, I don't know if you know this, Chris, but there's a large amount of people that buy a Christmas tree on December 26th. They take it back to the store. And Costco being the great, wonderful returns, they just take it back. They take it back. All these stores take them back. They don't question you. They don't want any confrontation. So there's tens of thousands of these, returns after the holidays. Same goes with Halloween. What do you think they do with their excess inventory after Halloween? They put it up here and they sell it. Same with every holiday. Same with 4th of July. Same with, over and over. Seasonal arbitrage can make you rich. And the time to buy is right after or in the middle of July, where you can pick these up. These are going to sell for less than $5 a piece, right?
Yeah.
And you can just sell them like crazy once the season starts.
This is another good Facebook Marketplace item.
Yeah.
Dude, my mind is just spinning right now. First of all, with the Christmas tree lot idea, if I were him, I would just make a call to a farm and also sell real trees.
Perfect.
That way, you can get 100% of the market. And imagine your sign. It's like arrow, fake, those ones. Arrow, real, those ones. Like, why would anyone shop anywhere else?
Percentage of the profits to the owner of the farm. And so that way you get the people in that are just like, oh, I want to buy the, big fake tree, or I don't, do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many possibilities, man, because it's such a unique thing.
Normally it's like, all right, that's kind of 2 different businesses. He should focus. But it's like, these Christmas tree farms know the assignment. They're just going to drop off trees like they do at their other retail customers. It's just going to sit there like the fake trees. You're going to swipe the same card. Like, you might as well capture 100% of the market. The other thought I had is, I love this one because there's no question marks for me. Like, as someone that's a total novice to this, with the Stanleys, it's like, oh, there's some alpha here. I'm going to make some money. And then you buy it and you go to sell it, and 100% of people are like, I don't want gray. Gray's ugly. Gray's ugly. Gray's ugly. And it's like, that's why I got these at a discount.
That's correct.
Nobody wants them. But with anything seasonal, it's like, I don't need to worry if I'm making the worst mistake of my life.
Yes.
It's July. They oversold or they overbought and they didn't sell them.
Yeah. You're going to spend less than $1,000 for 4 pallets. On and on. There's the reasons just keep stacking up, right? And
dude, I want to buy these. I'll have my kids sell them.
Yeah, exactly.
Every morning I wake up and I come in here and I pull a piece of printer paper out and I get a pen and I write my kids' chores for the day.
Yeah.
And usually half of those chores are, today it was sell the Oculus Rift 2, sell my Aura Ring, sell this. And that's like, I put that right next to vacuum your room. And it's not because like I'm really trying to encourage entrepreneurship like I am, but we just need stuff sold and I don't want to do it. Right. And they get to keep 40%, Shannon.
That's huge.
Like
that's huge.
I'm pretty generous. Okay. But
yeah.
with this, we can make it more of a business.
Of course. And, youth is a huge unfair advantage. People love to buy from young people and to help them out. And if you're walking around selling 2 and 3 foot Christmas trees at sell them at $20, right?
Yeah.
How many moms would buy a $20? I mean, I don't know. You go to TJ Maxx or wherever you have around here. This stuff sells like crazy.
Oh,
so anyway, I love seasonal deals.
Quick question. What if there were a private community out there of people that were building businesses based on this podcast? Well, I just made it. And it's only for business starters and business builders. It's called TK Owners. And it's basically like having me and 100 other business geniuses as your business partner, but you give them 0% equity. Also, there's going to be exclusive new trends, growth hacks, business ideas, and a database of everything I've ever talked about. You'll find thousands of startup case studies. You'll have weekly Ask Me Anythings with me while I'll answer your questions directly. You'll be in my Slack channel where I'm hanging out every week and helping members one-on-one. We've got exclusive guest speakers, including some names that you'll recognize. And if you're building something cool, I'll introduce you to anyone you need. TK Owners is the fastest way to plug into a smart, ambitious group of builders and accountability partners that are sharing wins without the fluff. And it's $99 a month, about the cost of an energy drink per day. You can join now at tkowners.com, link in the show notes. Another idea I had with the auto parts or with anything, you go to the liquidation site, you see everything listed out in a list format. And let's say it says Advance Auto, it says Costco, it says whatever. Screenshot all of those company names, drag it over to ChatGPT and say, I want you to find any news from the last 6 to 12 months of any of these companies either buying or selling another company.
Yeah. Well, like Dick's Sporting Goods, they just bought Foot Locker. And so immediately
and no one would know that.
Yeah. I get
unless you went and looked for it.
Yeah. I get in the mastermind and I'm like, okay, sneakerheads, get ready. You know they're coming. And sure enough, here come the Foot Locker auctions. And they did a test run and they sold, I don't know, a few thousand pairs of shoes. And now it worked out good for them. And now they're going to be selling them the whole time. It's crazy. Let's talk about Legos.
Please.
Legos are nuts, dude. And Star Wars is crazy too.
It's a good investment too.
This is an investment. So this is a little different product because these are investment grade type things. And one pallet of Lego Star Wars Grogu Baby Yoda with hover pram set, new condition, 140 sets, retail $11,199. Okay, I don't know whether that's true or not. The one thing I do love about Costco, they don't discount. Typically, they're already a discount place, so you can trust that number a lot more. Costco's typically still selling it. Now, the bid is high here because they're very popular and people know this market. So the bid's sitting at $6,225. So it's not like a grand slam right now. However,
well, Lego's sexy, right?
Lego's sexy. So you really have to know this market. I would not advise anyone to buy this that doesn't know the market. I'm going to click on some of these bigger pictures. Here they show the inside, little extra stuff. Here's the rat. Here's the whole thing. You're going to get the whole display and everything that Costco had in their store. It's Lego, big thing. That's probably worth money too. Here's the box. Just showing you that kind of stuff.
Dude.
Now,
you know what idea just came to mind? Sorry.
Yes. No, go ahead.
Like if you were to specialize in buying stuff like this would sell so well on like Instagram with short form video. Watch me unbox this Lego palette.
Yes.
Watch like people would eat that up. And then you could sell it to the people watching.
Yeah, of course. Live selling, man. It's amazing. Yeah, eBay has it now too. So no, don't apologize.
Yeah.
I love eBay has the live selling. Poshmark has it. Everybody. It's
whatnot,
the whole 9 yards. So you would want to do some research because most of these Lego buyers, they buy and they hold, right? Because they want to see the value, the scarcity impacts the value. They want to wait until the holidays where the kid says, Dad, I want the Star Wars Grogu Baby Yoda with hover pram. I got to have it. And nobody has it. They're all sold out in the store. So they're not $80. They're $199 on eBay, that kind of thing. Now, I don't know if this Lego in particular, it has that type of arc, but you could easily find out and go look and study. And there are people on X that just focus on Lego and they're happy to connect with you. I post the stuff on X. If you're on X, it's just my name, Shannon Jean. And I post this stuff on X and all the Lego people come in and they'll say, well, here's why the Lego flowers aren't so great, or here's why this, or yeah, that's a good one. And then there's a couple of guys that are, very well known in this market, and they do great. They'll give you their advice. So you can get lots of tips.
What do you think this thing sells for? This Grego Baby Yoda?
I bet you it sells it's 2 hours and 38 minutes left. If I was buying with math, I would have put my max in. I wouldn't even look at it anymore. But there are people that will not do that. They'll bid at the end. And this is popcorn bidding. What I mean by that is they'll extend it by 2 minutes if somebody bids in the last minute. So there's no sniping here. And like on eBay, you can use a sniper and you can buy at the last 10 seconds and win stuff. And that's really, truly the best way to get good deals. But here you can't do that. You're smart. I think it sells for $8,000.
$8,000. So that would be how many per unit?
It's at $6, but it'd be about $50. Oh, 57. Okay, that's right. That makes sense. $57. Yeah.
Jeez.
Is that a good deal? I don't know. But you can find it out. All the resources that we're just talking about here, you can find this out. Reach out to people that know the market. Share the deal. Say, look, I want to buy 140. Help me figure this out. We'll split it. I'll give you, I'll give you half, or I'll give you 40 units or whatever. So I like these deals. I think they're fascinating. Oh. Yeah, let's talk about Blackstones.
Oh, dude, I just bought a Blackstone. I got it for Father's Day.
Awesome. That's great.
You could have bought it too.
You could have bought 3 pallets here for $625. Okay.
Well, I got one for $450. So.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal. Yeah. So these are the big guys, the $1,000 36-inch with the air fryer built in and a hood and the whole 9 yards. Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at there's 3
I'm
air fryers.
Very envious at this point.
See this? Air fryer 1, air fryer 2, air fryer 3. This is the big daddy.
I need to go have words with my wife because mine doesn't have any of this.
Yeah. What kind of father?
I know.
And so you look at these are the actual pictures. They're on these pallets. They're, some of them are
look well
not in boxes. Yes, some well packaged, but not, some are in boxes, some are not. So these are store returns. Okay. Whole different animal. Here's one brand, looks like brand new in the box. Could be brand new, could not, you never know. Somebody could have taken it apart, never used it.
That's the risk.
Know. That's the risk. But they're AB grade, which means they look okay. But I have bought lots of Blackstone griddles. Every one of my buddies has one that has come through me. Sometimes they show up and they're beautiful and you just roll it and you're like, oh, home run. Other times they're covered in grease and oil and you have to clean them. This is, I don't know how to, this business, you get your hands dirty.
Your friend bought a bunch, didn't he?
Yeah.
In the group. How has he done so far? Do you have any follow-up to that?
I'm sure he's done really well. I don't have the specifics in my brain, but these things are like Facebook Marketplace, the word Blackstone, people go crazy. And, you could have some video, you could have yourself cooking something on your Blackstone, that kind of stuff. So now this is in Tumwater, Washington. So you want to be as close as possible because the shipping and the freight, they can do three pallets, but Blackstones are gold, man. And I don't know that you can make money buying brand new units, but you can certainly make money buying AB units. You just explain it. You just tell it came from Costco. And so you just be real upfront with it. You say, yeah, I buy Costco excess stuff. And if you sell it as used, but you're going to get this landed to your door less than $1,000. You're going to sell it for $4,000. You're going to make $3,000 in the weekend. No doubt about it.
Oh my gosh.
Right. I talked to a guy selling ice makers the other day, buying Costco ice makers. And he's like, I usually get the pallet or 2 on Thursday. I get them listed by Friday. And by Sunday, I have my investment back. And in a week, he made $1,900 selling these. And this guy, to sell them at night, just people coming after work and pick them up. Rugs are amazing. Awesome market on Facebook Marketplace. They sell for nothing. Here's $3,800 worth of rugs selling for $250. We'll give you a quick rundown before
Have you sold rugs before? That one would intimidate me a bit. Just because who knows what a good design is, right?
Yeah, but people want to buy inexpensive big rugs, 8x10s. They don't want to spend $330, but they'll spend
floor covering.
Yeah, these are selling for $8 each. Actually, $7.58. So I'm not trying to tell you to spend $100 and sell it for $30 or $300. Yeah. I'm saying spend $8 and sell it for $100. Yeah, $120. And all these bigger the better, bigger the bigger. And if you get dirty ones, take videos of them cleaning because people love that stuff. We could talk about pressure washers, a whole nother amazing. I'll come back and we'll talk about pressure washers. But
yes, I want to talk about that. I think it's important to note that with the quantity of items you buy, your risk goes down significantly.
Yes, it does.
Like with the Blackstone, there was 9 of them. Like,
yes,
You're going to be able to sell 9 Blackstones. These rugs, there's what, 10?
33.
You're going to be able to sell 10 rugs. Okay, 33.
33.
I guess you hadn't scrolled.
These big ones, there's at least, 10 or so that are 7. Here's a 10 by 10 Nautica rug, brand ruggable. Ruggables are the ones you can throw in the washer. Those are highly in demand.
That's a good brand.
Good
It's like the Yeti of rugs.
That's right. The Yeti of rugs. I love it.
With things like the auto parts, you can guarantee that they're going to end up throwing away hundreds or thousands of those things. They just will not move, right?
Yes. You're going to wind up donating them or taking them to the recycler or something like that. The same with you. In this business, you will always have stuff you will donate, and you want to find the people in your community that can use the stuff and do it. So I could talk about this stuff all day. There's a ton of stuff. There's this 32 by 12 building that sold last night for $6,000 that you could buy.
I'm shopping for one of those right now.
Dude, right here in San Francisco, dual container modular office conference room, $2,500, 2 shipping containers. Check this out.
I want those. I'll buy those.
You should go. Well, you got to ship them. They're in San Francisco.
I don't care.
Look at this. Look inside. See? Look at this. This all comes inside. This desk.
You can rent that out as a WeWork.
I know, of course. And it's going to close in 17 hours, and it's at $2,500, right? This stuff is every single day, I'm telling you, right?
Will you send me a link to that?
I will.
I want to buy that.
Yeah. I just turned my buddy on who's a house flipper up in, no, this is that. Where did that go? Oh, yeah, right here. Dartmouth College in New Hampshire, right? Yep. They just pulled out 2,200 square feet of European oak veneer flooring. It's going to end in one day. It's at $360. Phenomenal condition. They have before and after. They've removed it and stacked it for you. And I have a buddy that's flipping a 1,400 square foot home that needs all new flooring. I said, you should go buy this. It's 2 hours from him. So auctions are not just for flipping. It's for upgrading your life. If you're a remodeler, it's for saving money. If you're a house flipper, it's for getting deals so your investment's less. If you have a piece of property and you want to put ADU on it, or a 32 by 12, incredible, basically brand new building.
I can't believe it sold for that.
It sells for this every single day, Chris.
What are we talking about? Why are we talking and I'm not buying all these? You could rent that out for $1,000 a month.
Easy.
It's $6,000.
Yeah, you got to get it near you. This one's in Lincoln, Nebraska, University of Nebraska.
I don't give a crap. I'll drive to Nebraska. That's a 5-hour drive.
You got it. So here, this one's really interesting. It's a little bit more of a chunk of cash, but check these out. So this is a site I love, GovDeals. You may have talked about it before. I didn't even know that Google Glass was still a viable thing to use. Okay. So I did a little research. These typically sell between $150 and $300 if you sell on eBay, and they sell every day. There's some decent velocity. Now, this is 1,000 pairs of brand new Google Glass XCC Explorer Edition. I have no idea what you could do with them. Some of my followers came back with some different ideas. I guess they still work, but Google doesn't update the software anymore, that kind of thing. These are brand new in the box. These came from a city in the Bay Area. I don't know what they were doing with them, but right now they're selling at $45 each. Brand new.
But you have to buy 1,000.
You have to buy 1,000. There are a couple of lots up here that have less quantity, but I think there's a box of them and they're selling for maybe $75, $85. This is how you make $100,000, right?
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And you wouldn't need to sell very many to get your investment back. They're brand new in the box. They have this stuff. They show the boxes. They show this. They show everything. Here's all the containers. Right. And this stuff is every single day. The deals are not hard to find. You just have to, I always tell people don't watch Netflix, watch auctions because it's more interesting. So yeah, I love this deal. It's fascinating.
All right. Well, I couldn't help. Yeah. I had to open up eBay. I clicked sold items. I clicked new Google Glass XE-C Explorer Edition.
155, 255,
255, 155.
I think there's a 351 in there. And I'm sure there's some nuance. And this is not the deal you start with if you're getting involved in reselling. I want to make that clear. But it's a deal that as a reseller, I always ask people what your unfair advantage is. And some people, their unfair advantage is, well, I have access to capital. I have money. What do I do? How do I deploy it? It's like, well,
that could be a disadvantage if you make stupid decisions.
Yeah, that's it. So, if you studied this, and I don't necessarily recommend buying consumer electronics because I think the margins are no good anymore, right?
Yeah,
we both
would both know.
Yes. Yeah. We squeeze those margins down to nothing. It's a fascinating product, and it's something that it's interesting to look at. I love it.
Oh, okay. This is awesome. You know what I could see someone doing with those Google Glasses is selling 95% of them and storing the rest, because those will for sure be collector's items.
I agree. Yeah. I have this cash back mentality where I'm always like, okay, how do you sell enough quickly to get your money back? So I wouldn't even try to sell them for the first batch at $150. I would just be like, how many do I have to sell to get my $45,000 back?
Yeah.
Right? Can I sell, 500 of them? Okay. If that's the case, I'd sell them. I'd move them all out wholesale, get my cash back, and then I'd have 500, and I'd say, well, I'm going to put them up at 199 and just sit on them, or whatever, and do that. So I like to get my investment back.
So that one has 17 watchers. Does it have any bids yet?
This one it's kind of interesting. Sometimes they'll tell you, some of them show bids and some of them don't. I don't think have any bids, and I will tell you why. Because it was at 50,000 a few days ago when they lowered the first bid to 45,000. I don't think it has any bids.
Okay. Well, tell me what happens if nobody bids on it, nobody wants it at that price. Will they try again at a lower?
Typically they're going to try again at a lower price. They may break these up, right? Because it's a pretty ballsy move to throw 1,000 units up there. If I was advising this, it's a municipality, right? Nobody cares. It's not their money. But if it was a private business, the first thing I would tell them is, oh, let's sell them in lots of 100. Because at 100, you probably get $100, right? And maybe you sell, 10,000 at a time. That's 10 grand is easier for people to come up with. I'll wrap it up. Come visit our reseller mastermind. It's shannonjean.com/mastermind. A bunch of Chris's guys are in there. We talk about these deals every day. It's totally fun. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and I'll come back because I have a lot of other stuff that we can talk about. It's crazy.
If you're watching or listening, please comment on Spotify or on YouTube. Should we do this segment again? Shannon's for sure coming back. Should we do this type of show again? I really want to know, because I would love it.
If you like us to go through these auctions, I can show you. And some of them are closed, but most of them are all open. Like some of them closed last night, but most of them are like ready to go. Like this, I'm going to text you, Chris, right now, this link to those storage containers. There you go.
I will buy that so hard.
Yeah, dude. It's incredible. If you're thinking of building something or just stop and go search online and find it for sale at an auction.
All right. What'd you think? Please share it with a friend, and we'll see you next time on the Koerner Office.